Hello, my friends. Surprise. Happy Monday. It is not the usual day for me to be here, but I figured since my friend Shy is under the weather that today would be a perfect day to go on live. My kiddos do have a teacher in service day, so they are enjoying an extra day off, as am I, although mine is not really a day off, but that's okay. Hey, my work is fun. So anyway, let's see who's here with me today. We've got Callie girl. I'm so happy to see you again. I know you've had a week of training, and so you've been having to keep quieter than usual, but I am so happy to see you. And Winsome is in the house. Hello, hello. Oh, and Andy's here. Hi, Andy. Good to see you too, my friend. Did you guys all have a good Easter Sunday if you celebrated? We did celebrate. Hi, Gianna, and hi, Lisa. Can't stay just popping in to leave my thumbs and say hi. Yay! Well, I have little eyes, so I already sewed one on. I am working on the Yip Yip earring. This is the first one, you guys. It is larger than I thought it was going to come out, so I don't know. I'll let you guys decide. It could become a keychain, and then maybe I'll have to work it up differently to do it as an earring, or it just is a chunkier earring. But I will show you that in just a second. Let me just stitch the eye back closed, and then we'll sew it on. Manuela, hello, my friend. Good to see you. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Yeah, so we had Easter a little different. We normally do like the Easter basket for the kids in the morning, and then we'll do our little mini hunt at home, and then we'll go over to my brother's house, and they have like this huge egg hunt with all different size eggs and lots of candy, lots of little knickknacks and things here and there. Hi, Anastasia. Good to see you. Glad you could join. Yeah, so that's our usual Easter, but because my nephew's birthday party was on Saturday, and just when Easter fell this year, they didn't have the Easter gathering, which kind of bummed my son out because he loves to do that. And he told me in the evening it was just not quite the same without having that little extra something. But you know, it is what it is. Life happens. They didn't want to have two big parties back to back the entire weekend. I get it. So, but we still had a good time. I mean, my dad and I hid, and my husband, we hid 54 eggs total, mostly with just candy in them. A few had a little bit of money in them, but yeah, it was fun. The kids had a good time. Sending healing vibes to Winsome. Oh, what's going on with Winsome? And hi, Cal. Good to see you. Happy Easter. Yes, yes, yes. Did gardening and my hand hurt so bad I couldn't. Oh, I hope it's getting better now. That's no fun. Let's see. It was already mostly okay. Winsome. I'm just checking I didn't miss anything. Hello, Janabelle. Good to see you too. Everybody's giving love. I love it. I love all the love. There's the frizzy love too from Andy. I know, Kel. I know. Seriously. Yeah. Treasure the time the kids have when they're young like this. Right? Yeah. Well, you know, the other big thing that happened this weekend, actually yesterday, was that my son, who is 11, he'll be 12 in November. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome in. But basically, he's been too kind of afraid to ride a regular bike. And this has been for years. He struggled with the balance when he was younger, and he would constantly just be tipping, and he was almost like riding it sideways when it had the training wheels in the back. Hi, Marcus. Good to see you again. Welcome back in. But yeah, anyway, so he was always struggling with it. So he kind of just gave up on it, right? He kind of just gave up on the bike. He had gotten an electric scooter a few years ago, and he could ride that electric scooter, and it could go up to like 20 miles an hour, and he could go on there and be totally fine. His balance was perfect, you know, no fear, everything. And so it like kind of got to a point where it was almost ridiculous. My 11-year-old son could not ride a bike, you know? And so But I figured, you know, with him, everything always happens in his time, and that's just how he's always been. And when he decides to do something, he just does it. And we can't, there's no pushing him. He'll do it on his own time. And so we've always just given him that. So yesterday we were going to go on a walk, and my daughter says, I want to go on my bike. Okay, let's do that then. And then my son's like, should I try my bike? We're like, yeah, you should. That'd be fun, you know? And Lizzie's like, I'll show you, bro. I'll show you how to do it. So he gets on, no training wheels now. Bike is obviously somewhat small for him because he's so tall now. And, but he gets on there, and it was just a matter of figuring out that initial like push to get yourself the momentum you need to get the other foot on and then to start going. It took him probably 10 minutes, if that. And the minute that he realized, like, that clicked in his head, oh, if I push hard on when the pedal's up, if I push hard on one leg and I get that momentum and I get my other foot up, I just need to keep pedaling, because he had the balance. He's had the balance for years now. And it was so amazing. And I got it all on film. I was like, I got to see my son at 11 learn how to finally ride a bike. It was so, so cool. I just told him how proud of him I was. And even this morning, he's like, Mom, are you proud of me for riding the bike yesterday? And I'm like, I'm so proud of you, dude. I'm so proud of you. You practice every stitch until I have it down perfect, then learn the next one. Yeah, exactly. You just have to like figure it out. And then once you get it, you get it. It's just like, as they say, just like riding a bike, right? But now he's got it. And now he doesn't have the fear around riding bike. And I told him, I'm like, it's a great exercise. You know, I actually want him to try my bike, because legit, you guys, we measured him. You know, we do the wall measuring, right? Put the pencil on the head and do this. So I don't know how many feet it is, but, you know, we do the wall measuring, write the date. The last time I had measured him was his birthday, so November 13th last year. And I just recently, within the last week, I was like, you are growing like a weed. Please go up against the wall so I can measure you. And he did. And in just that span of time, he's grown almost 2 inches. It was crazy. So I am like, I think within the next year, he'll probably be taller than me, you know. Hi, Tink, and hello to, I see Kimberly over here, so it's a little delayed. Hi, Kimberly. Hello. You were a late learner for that too. You know, I think because he's so tall, there was a lot less fear about the distance between him being up high on the bike and being on the, like, if he fell over, you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't, that distance didn't feel like as high anymore, because he's so much higher on his scooter than he is on the bike. So it's just like, he just had to get over his fears. And I think that's how it's going to be with the food stuff too, because he's very limited in what he eats, unfortunately. But we think he really wants him and his sister, they really want a hairless cat. It is what it is. They really want a hairless cat. There was a meme, and the cat's name was Bingus, and that's what they want to name it, because it was from this meme. And so my husband said, all right, if you eat food, to my son, if you eat food and I no longer have to worry about you, I will get you a Bingus. And so now there's like incentive behind it. And we have 2 cats, you know, we have Merlin and Arthur. They want a Bingy, so it would be a girl, because we have 2 boys already, you know. But I would certainly need to crochet at outfits, because they cannot keep their body temperature regulated very well, and they get cold because they have no hair. So I'm like picturing, you know, little bonnet with an apple or perhaps a strawberry on its head. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Bingus. My son's like, can I name it Bingus? I'm like, yeah, but I want it to be a girl. It's like completely, you know, without any fur, please. Like, just get a girl, please. And I go, I'm going to call her Bingy, you know. He's like, that's okay, Mom, you can. Well, this is a one-eyed yip yip. But this is how big the thread is making him come out, you guys. So you can see, I mean, it's kind of a good chunky size. I don't know. What do you think? Should I do another one and make him earrings? Or I mean, obviously he'll have another eye. I'm not making a cyclops. We're still working on that. You want a hairless cat too, Anastasia? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Hi, Coley. Happy Monday. Yes, everybody can crochet Bingy sweaters. You could send in sweaters for Bingy or hats and stuff, and I will happily put her in them. So this is the future Bingy, because we haven't even scheduled. I don't even know who breeds those cats. I have to do a lot of research, but it's the one thing he's wanted for so many years since that meme came out, that my husband's like, you know what? This may just be the incentive that he needs to put his fears about food aside and just like start trying new things. So you never know. Hey, you got to get something that's incentive enough, right? Oh, you got your stickers. Oh, good, Kimberly. Yes, thank you again for putting in for Mel. And those are your little consolation prize. These were sent out for anybody that had put in for Mel. So I have like one more pack. How are you? Happy Monday. Hi, Abby. Good to see you too. Crocheting a giant sea turtle, and in blue, no less. Wow. Now, are you coming up with the pattern yourself again? That's so cool. Whenever I think of turtle, I think of Jenna because of all the turtles, and then that ginormous turtle that she did. And Michelle has been a Frizzy friend for 3 months. Hello, Michelle. I need a pair of the earrings to go. Wait, I'll need pair of earrings go to Kim. I think, yes, make earrings. Okay, great. Auntie says go with the earrings. Yeah, I mean, so Kim was saying, because Kim was making a whole bunch of these on her channel. So she was saying to do the little tassel in every one around. Now, I did that in the front. In the back, I did every other. Now, I could go back in and do more, but I wasn't too sure because it's thread, you guys. Like, if one, you're going to be walking around and stuff, right? So it's going to get tasseled out, but it's going to really tassel out because it's stiffer than yarn. It doesn't just drape per se. I was thinking too, it would be fun, you guys. I didn't do this, but you could do it. You could take like seed beads in the color of whatever yip you're making and do like seed bead ones, so that they like look like an earring would, but they still get you that yip face. So I'm trying to decide if I should bring his eye down so the black touches a little bit like that. I think I'll do that. Hello, Granny D. Welcome in. I wouldn't try any new food as a kid. I was tall and skinny, 95 as a senior in high school at 5'9". Wow, you're taller than I am, Rebecca. Wow. Love the popcorn stitch and waffle stitch, but I haven't tried the dragon scale. There's a dragon scale stitch. I must try that one. That sounds interesting. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the earrings are so cute. I was thinking of doing a different color. So I have so many colors, but what do you think? Should I do like a pink, perhaps? Like a pink and a purple? Because I feel like they don't need to match. They should be different, right? Because then you feel like there's multiple yips. So, hi, Ricky. Hugs. Yes. So we have a name. We have outfits. We're just needing the cat, right? So come on, James. You can do it. I couldn't even get him to try one of those. I'm pretty sure he has tried them before, but the Hawaiian rolls, they were always my favorite as a kid. They come in a pack that's kind of square, but you break them off and eat them. He wouldn't even try one. I was like, son, this is not how you're going to earn a bingus. I'm just saying. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, pay your son to try new foods. Yes. Oh, my gosh. Totally. Better now but still not super adventurous. Yeah. It's hard. I think what it was when he was younger, he kind of choked on a few things, not like needing a Heimlich or anything, but he gagged on a lot of stuff. So he just always had issues with that when he was little. And I think that, I don't know if it freaked him out or what, but he just got scared about trying stuff. So now it's like crackers are huge for him. He would eat squeezies, but if I squeezed it into a bowl and he could see it visually, he wouldn't eat it. You know, I could get him to eat peanut butter crackers, but that's been hard now. Though I worry about protein, so he drinks vanilla milk. He won't drink regular milk, so I get the sugar-free vanilla just to avoid the sugar as much as I can. Not as to cover an entire king size bed. Your turtle, yeah, that was a big turtle she made. Oh, cool, Ricky. Are you making it with yarn or are you making your yip yip with thread? I find my hands don't want to work with the thin as much anymore, but I'm pushing them. So I said, no, you're going to do it anyway. And Winsome has me wanting to make my floppy cat as a mini gurumi too, because she made a little white one and it came out so cute. It was just absolutely adorable. Michelle, yeah, everybody's saying different colors. That would be so cute. And pink and purple, yeah. Pink and purples always look good. I mean, I could make more than two and then just mix and match depending on the outfit, but I don't know how many I'm going to want to make just because it's getting harder to do them. They have special skin routines. Yes, they do. They have like special bathing kind of routines and stuff. My husband was telling me a little bit about it, so we'll definitely have to do some research. Let's see. I'll be using a cotton bamboo blend and yarn, but a 2 weight. Okay. So it'll be smaller than the ones Kim was making, but definitely not tiny or anything. I was thinking of trying to make these in regular yarn and just like redo the pattern and make them smaller so that those that can't work with thread would have a pattern if they wanted to make an earring set that they could, and it would be okay to work with, you know what I mean? Like even if it was a 2 weight or something, just something so that you could still make one and make it smaller. You just have to start with a smaller base basically and then work your way up. That's really all you have to do differently. So love how the floppy, yeah, it came out so cute. And you didn't add a nose. That's okay. Yeah, but that's such a chibi face that you did. She did like an embroidered face. The eyes were kind of closed almost, and then it had just the little mouth but no nose. But that's very chibi look, and I love that look. So the other thing I've been working on, my members have seen, and you guys might remember, but I was working on the tiny chef. So I made his chef's hat. So he's got his chef's hat now. And I've been working this morning on his apron. Like, what is that thing called again? That's right, an apron. Hi, Thrifty, and hi, hello. Oh, you have like 2 channels now, huh? Crocheted by Marie, that's right. If I could find a Bingus for less than $2,500, I might buy it. They are so, yeah, they can be very expensive. And I told my son, I'm like, you're never going to find that in, you know, at a humane society or up for adoption, because they're like a purebred. You have to breed them in that way to get them to be, you know, they're Egyptian cats. So make the floppy cat out of calico blanket yarn. That'll be so cute. So anyway, so I've been making his thing. Now, this is the first one I made. In hindsight, I should have just carried the yarn because you know how I feel about tying in loose ends. However, having said that, if you noticed in the Tiny Chef, if you've ever seen him, and he's adorable, you should see him because he's so cute and everything, but his outfit is a lot of different colors. I did it for some, but then I was just so lazy. I'm like, clip. Needless to say, I made his thing. I got one strand on one side, and then I got to do the other one. I got to do the one that goes around his neck, and I have a chisel of ends to just tuck in, because obviously we don't want those. But you can't do a border because it doesn't have a border, so I'm just tucking these back so you can kind of visualize with me here. But like, this is his apron, and then it has a little pocket, which of course has more ends than it's worth, but it has a little pocket that goes, I can't even hold this right ways here, guys. So I'll stitch down every time I try to go the right way, I go the wrong way. So I'll stitch this little rectangle down, and I'm going to leave the top unstitched just in case we want to tuck anything in it. So we've got that. And then the only other thing I was thinking of making him was he has this really cute sort of backpack, and it's kind of this Aran color, this off-white tone. And it's the ones that has the flap that comes down and kind of cinches, and it's got, I think, pockets on the sides. Really cute. I was thinking of making that too. But he's super cute, right? Did Lana Banana come in? Did I miss Lana come in? Lana! How's your day going? Hope it's going well. Poke his belly. He's like the Pillsbury. My daughter was taking him and just like wrenching all the, you know, because he's got wires and stuff. So she was playing around with him yesterday. I was like, oh my goodness. Can I get pictures first before you go nuts on him? He's such a cute little chef. There were the most recent short on Instagram of him was with the human guy that's with him. His name's Besham. And he and Besham were like working on this new van that's going to be the little chef's van. So the chef was up higher painting it and stuff. But they had music playing and the chef couldn't stop dancing. And so Besham's down there underneath, you know, with a wrench and stuff doing the actual work. And then the little chef, he just starts, you know, doing his little like movements and stuff. And Besham's like, Chef, are you working up there? Oh, yes, Besham, I'm working up here, you know. Are you dancing again? It was so cute. I find all those kind of little characters so endearing. I just love them. His Cinco de Mayo apron, right? Yeah, leave the tassels. We'll do the Cinco de Mayo apron. Oh, my gosh. If Kermit and the Pillsbury Doughboy had a child, they would be the little chef for sure. Time-consuming stitch. You must love your mama so much. She's blessed to have you. Oh, which stitch was that? Or were we talking about? Was that the waffle or whatever it was? First picked up my hooks after years. I made my mom a queen-size blanket using waffle stitch, and it was soft and heavy and very expensive with that yarn. So the waffle stitch does it use a lot more yarn, and it's probably thicker, huh? I've never actually made the waffle stitch. All the stitches you don't use in amigurumi, I haven't really mastered or even tried out because you get so used to doing the same basic stitches for amis that unless you're making wearables or blankets or things like that, there's no need. Or if you are making dolls that have wearables, you could use them for that. But yeah, the ends are ridiculous, but I will definitely put in the pattern the suggestion to weave as you go. Don't be like Frizzy. Don't wait till the end. You're looking at this mess and you're just like, it looks like yarn barf, you guys. Like proper. It doesn't even look like a thing right now. Time for the live ride along to work. I'll be listening. Sounds good, Rebecca. Oh, all right, Tank. I hope you feel better. He looks like a doozer from Fraggle Rock. I love Fraggle Rock, Helix. Yes. Fraggle Rock, that brings back memories. Yeah. So, what else? So basically, I worked on those things since last we chatted. I decided, so one thing that with drawing on Procreate, and that's what I use when I do my art for the books and everything. But when I'm drawing on Procreate, I just figured out how to draw digitally when I was doing the Whimsy book. So I did it out of necessity, but I basically, as I like to say, shabooby my way through it because I kind of found a few brushes I really liked, and then I just kind of go back and forth with them and see if I can't get them, looking how I want, but I never properly learned how to set up your canvas on, your digital canvas and do all of those kinds of things. Like how to layer the brushes. I just kind of made my way through the ones I liked. But I found some illustrators that do children's picture books and such as well. And I found one in particular, and she has her own brush set, so you can buy brush packs for Procreate. So she had really nice ones, but through looking at that, I realized that she also had a Domestika course. And Domestika is kind of like, it's like, what's that other one? Skillshare. It's like Skillshare. So it's just another version of that, right? Where artists can go and teach courses about whatever they want, really. Well, hers is about setting up the canvas, how to choose the brushes, how to layer the brushes, how to, the project in it is going to be basically to recreate a fairy tale story, but just one spread from any fairy tale, and you can use it in your own style and whatnot, but using the techniques. So she's going to show us how to do the texturing background and all these things. And I just feel like it's going to help me a lot to not be so, it feels daunting right now, the thought of like, oh my God, illustrating an entire picture book. But I know that that is ultimately where I want to be. And so even though I could continue to shabubi my way through it, and I know that I could, I just want to have a little bit more knowledge of the program and how to really work the brushes, how can I get more knowledge and just get a more rounded view of using Procreate. And so I'm really excited to take this little course. So yeah, I started that. That's another thing. And then, and then that way I can just go to town on Bravo and I want it to not feel like every spread I have to figure it out. I just want to understand how to properly layer things and how to, you use, what do you call it? You use layers, actually. So you do like a base, you could do a base layer, and then you have a new layer that goes on top of that so that you can adjust them individually, just like on Photoshop or anything like that. So I need to know how to better do those, because I don't do those well either. Thank you, Thrifty. See, I can do it. I can make my way through it. I have the skills to understand how to do it. I just think that there's more I can learn. And so I feel like, I've always liked learning, so I would still go back and take classes if it was something I felt would be interesting. Like I'd go take a Korean class on how to learn, another language. I would take another art class. And I think we can always learn techniques and different things from other artists. You love that Bravo's looked a little different on each page. Those, yeah, from the AI version of him. Yeah. Now that's, we can talk about that. Like, I don't know if that's something Kim wants to continue having on there, but it's definitely something we could do. But anyway, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he ends up. If we want to keep the middle colors, he'll always have the green face because that's how he is supposed to be. And his pom-pom, like, little antennas will always be that kind of blue tone. But the rest of him, it's a possibility. We could always change the colors and stuff. Paint, but sadly had to stick with writing. That gene skipped all of me. My brother, my oldest son, oldest daughter, and my granddaughter. Wow. So everybody else became an artist. I still feel, though, that if you have a drive to do it, you could figure out your own style and it can still be beautiful, even if it's abstract, There's you don't have to look like another artist's art. Just learning about shapes and different things like that and practicing, you can learn technique, So I say you should still doodle. If nothing else, do a little doodle each day and see where that takes you, You might surprise yourself. Like, I never thought I would be able to illustrate a book or write a book for that matter. But I kept pushing myself and just didn't give up on it. And then eventually get there, I got there. Oh, you missed the poking of the belly? Why that kid has to do while my dog is down. just to bug you, Kel, just to bug you. Hi, Melissa. I am working on stitching on the other eye of... I'm trying to fix his eyes so he looks more yip yippish and less creepy. It's going to be it's a mini Gurumi yip yip earring. 4:30 a.m. Awake all night. Need to go to bed. We'll watch rest when I get up later. All right, Sam. Get some rest. Yeah, there's always something to learn. And I love looking at picture books still. I love seeing other artists' techniques and things. And you pull inspiration from artists. You don't copy their work, but maybe there's a technique you really like. Like one of the brushes I love is, what do they call it? It's kind of like it leaves little speckles of white. So if you marked across the page, right, it's almost like this dry brush so that you actually get little speckles of the white paper still showing. This is the digital brush. And I just think that looks so cool because I have always loved how other artists cannot, like, I don't want mine to look perfect. I want it to be that kind of painterly sort of, it's beautiful in the fact that it's not perfect. I've always wanted that, but the perfectionist in me struggles to allow that. And so I'm pushing myself to allow that. And that brush actually allows me to make it more sketchy, make it more rough style instead of that perfect black line or the perfect, any color line. I just think that it's nice. It gives me the ability to get away from my need to be perfect. I hate that. Easily overstimulated and abandoned the project. Can't draw a stick person. Hey, any person, like if you notice how to draw on any how to draw videos, people always start off as stick figures. They always start off as shapes. Then they hone them in slowly, right? I mean, I can't draw hands, people hands, and toes and all of that, but I want to go more towards a style that doesn't look perfect like a human hand. It's just going to be very basic. Like, actually, I brought some picture books for myself to look at, but one of the gals that I adore, she does middle grade. She did a picture book, though, that I bought. And she also gave me a quote. She read Whimsy, and I have a quote that I'm going to put on the front of the book. But her name's Laura Ellen Anderson. She's in the UK. But this is her book. It's called I Don't Want Curly Hair. Isn't she cute? But, like, if you look at her, let me see if I can find a good, here you go. Here's a good one. If you look at, like, the hands, see, they're not perfect, and I love that. The style is very reminiscent of, oh my gosh, come on, brain. It's the guy Quentin Blake, the guy that illustrated all of the Roald Dahl books, I always loved his art style. It's just such a cool, it's like kind of gothic, but meets whimsical and meets like that sketchy style that I just love. But like, yeah, it's just, they don't need to be perfect. These little shoes, they're just tiny, So a lot of the times when you're drawing people, you just start off with basically this shape for a hand, right? And then from that, you can make sure that the fingers go in the little container that you've created. It's just kind of, it doesn't need to be perfect, is all I'm saying. Now the earrings make more sense, right? What brand is it? This one? This is the one that Jenna always uses. I've never used it, and it's like soft as all get out, you guys. It's the Premier Parfait Chunky, but I'd always wanted to try it, and that bougie craft warehouse store that isn't far from my house. They had Premier Yarns there. So I went ahead and bought a couple because I want to make a rosy maple moth. This is what this is, but I'm going to design my own. I just thought that was really cute and it needed to come home with me, so I bought it. Pow's in the house. Long time no be, that's right. Yeah, it's very natural look, free flowing. I've always liked the thinner kind of bodies with the somewhat larger head, so that way it's more like Tim Burton-y kind of. I like those styles too. Fine arts major and is having so much fun in his classes. If I could go back, that's one thing I would do differently is I would have just focused on the art. I would have gone in and done an art major. But I didn't, you know, things took me in a different direction, but that's kind of why I'm focusing on it now as I'm older, and I don't mind taking additional courses online and stuff like that just to hone skills. You're allowed to mix the Play-Doh too. Exactly. That used to freak me out, Helix, when my kids were like just jumbling all the Play-Doh together. I'm like, I can't. It's one thing if you're building a character, but you don't put the different colors in the wrong, you know, and found out I was expecting my first child. I illustrated one. It is Dr. Seuss style. Yeah, Dr. Seuss, definitely inspiring for sure. I love Dr. Seuss. New shop downtown that teaches Bob Ross style painting. I'm actually thinking about it. You should. Just talking about how girls with curly hair want straight and vice versa. And that's kind of something that that's pretty much what this book kind of the moral of it is yeah, so she does meet a girl in the story that has straight hair, and it kind of talks about like the things she has to deal with and stuff, and grass is always greener kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. Somewhat more childlike drawings for a younger demographic. I think when they're almost those books as a kid, I don't know if this was true for you guys, but if you went to a library and your I did poke the Pillsbury guy's tummy. I know he's very round. I love that about him. Did Mandy come in? Hello, Mandy. Hello, hello. How's it going? But if you can remember being a kid and if you were able to pick out your own picture books, which ones did you gravitate towards? Because for me, it was vibrant colors. It was the more whimsical styles like that, where it's very cartoony, very kawaii kind of styles. The books where they were drawn more natural style was never what I wanted. I never wanted those books. Not saying that those books were bad. They were not bad at all, but my heart did not pick those. My, you know, everything about me did not pick those books out. They were not the ones I gravitated towards. It was always these more whimsical, cartoony styles that I loved, you know, and that is so true even today. And even in the books I buy now, like I'm still very much attracted to the styles that are bright colors, super whimsical. Like this is done digitally, but you can see like some texturing in there, and it's very Howl's Moving Castle, you know, Tim Burton-y style. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if the book's any good, but I have to buy it because I need to know what it's about. Like this is so cool, you know. So da, da, da. My granddaughter has curly hair like her mama. Oh, that's so cute. I used to want the mermaid wave. You know what I mean? Like not ringlet curls like Shirley Temple, but just kind of like they called it a body wave, I believe. And I remember going in when I was probably in my 20s, and I asked for the body wave. And my hair was probably about as long as it is now. And needless to say, I did not go to the right hair salon because she says, oh, if you're going to want it to hold and have the wave, you're not going to be able to have it as long as you have it. So we're going to cut it like here, and then we're going to do it. And I walked out with Shirley Temple curls, and I hated it, you guys, but it was so treated with all the chemicals and stuff. I had to wear it like that for a little while. It ended up almost being dreadlocky, you know, and I was so hard to work with. I ended up getting it chemically straightened because I couldn't deal with it anymore. So then it was fried, but straight again. All right. Have a good day, Janabelle. Good to see you. Commander Mark, Imagination Station. My kids are often concerned often. Just let them mix the Play-Doh. Just let them mix the Play-Doh. It'll be all right. Yeah, we're okay. Everything is okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, you got a book about a kitten being lost and needing to find its way home. Snuggle Fabric Softened Bear. Yes. The Snuggle Bear. That'd be so cute. Too sad for me. I didn't finish the book. Oh. Which one? The middle grade story? This one's written by Amy Sparks. I mean, even just like the back, a witch's curse, a hidden treasure, a wizard in fluffy slippers. Like, it's gonna be fun if nothing else, you know? So yeah, I just think it's a Simon and Schuster one. So everybody's heard of them. It's simonandschuster.com/kids. And McElderry Books. That must be like an imprint of Simon and Schuster. I have wavy hair, and my mom and sister have curly hair. I just wanted that wave. I love it. I thought it was so cool, but I got so freaked out after having them give me Shirley Temple locks that I'm like, I don't know if I'd ever do it. Hi, Vima. Welcome in. I would always pick the books with cartoons and bright colors because that is what stood out to me. Yeah, exactly. And hello, Margaret. We've been talking about books and what we gravitated towards as a kiddo. Yeah, what was I going to say? Definitely all the cartoony styles were there. I mean, Winnie the Pooh, of course, that was one of my favorite shows as a kid too, but loving that whimsical style. It is so hard to sew on thread. It's hard to get the needle through. It's just so tight on the needle.
How do you add images on slideshows?
What program?
Google Slideshow. Google.
I'd have to look at it, hon, because I don't think I've ever used it that way.
You haven't?
Google Slideshow?
Just Google.
Just Google.
Like on the side where there's Google.
Does anybody know how to add pictures?
Like, I know how to, but like it's not showing up for some reason.
And if you save an image that you want, to your desktop and then put it on.
I can just copy image.
Or do copy and paste. That usually works. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Love you too. My son, he's putting something on Google Slideshow, so he needed help with figuring out how to get pictures on there. Winnie is your all-time favorite. Oh, yes. I love Pooh Bear. He's so cute. Oh, no. No, I didn't need to. Did I lose you guys? Hopefully I didn't lose you guys. Let's see. Did Rebecca have to head out? Most likely. She probably had to work. Oh, work in the coffee shop. Yes. Hang on a second, guys. On live can't chat. Send. There we go. I always loved Tigger. T-I-double-G-R. That spells Tigger. Everybody saying hi to everybody. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Have a good day, Rebecca. Enjoy the coffee. Let's see. My daughter is texting me. We're going to go see the she's been really wanting to go see the Minecraft movie. And so my dad is going to come by around 12, 20-ish. And then we're going to head over. The movie starts at 1. So that's just to tell you how long I'll be on here. But I'll say, where's my mouse? Hang on a second, you guys. Hang on. Here we go. Be home around 12, 20. Oops. Working on the eye sweater and almost finished the first panel. That's exciting. Okay, there we go. I think I've answered her question. You know my daughter, if I don't respond to her, she spam texts or calls me. Mom, 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 one line at a time. So we'll just hear blinging the rest of the live. Hi, Doochie. How's it going? I hope your day is going well. I am slowly but surely, as I chat, going to get this other eyeball sewn on here. Chicken. Did you see it, Winsome? I mean, you can't go wrong. It's got, I mean, I like Jack Black. He's funny. And then I like Jason Momoa as well. And I do enjoy Minecraft on the occasion, although my daughter always puts me in survival mode, and she keeps herself in creative mode so that she can, they call it ganking. It's a term in video games, but it's basically just she keeps unaliving me, but I can't unalive her because she's in creative mode. How cheap is that, you know? Yeah, I think Winsome's kind of taken a little break too, but she's been back in the streets on chat anyways. Huh, Winsome? Eeyore is the donkey. Yes, I love Eeyore, Lisa. Thanks for noticing. My mom has a habit of being a little... She loved Piglet. Piglet was always her favorite, but she was always very much an Eeyore a lot of times because she can be glass half empty a lot. So I always give her a hard time. I'm like, Mom, stop being such an Eeyore. Must have missed his. Oh, yeah. Hello, hello. And I dial in. Oh, what did you have, Lana? Lana. Okay. Let's see if I can get this eye pinned down. Feel as though I need to at least accomplish that while we're hanging out. Oh, it's your spirit animal, Lisa? Nice. Hi, Violet. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Yeah, man, these stitches are so tight. It's so hard to get the needle through. These things, if you don't have them, you should get some. They're like little rubber circles, but they are good for gripping. They're little grippers to grip the needles when you're working with this kind of yarn. I highly recommend having them. 50% of the baby showers I go to are Winnie the Pooh themed. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh has crossed so many decades and has still been such a huge part of so many people's lives. I think it's such a great show for that, you know. My dog Merle Waggard. That's amazing. Oh, just past a couple months ago was such an Eeyore. I always heard that voice from him. Hey, guys. Oh, my goodness. Yes, I love Eeyore, too. He's so cute. Poor thing. He's, like, always losing his tail and stuff. And you feel for him, you know? You feel for him. His eyes are like... Okay. I gotta decide how I'm gonna do this. Do I want them to go down? Do you think, are they supposed to touch, you guys, the eyes? I can't remember. Are they supposed to kind of be more like touching or along the side of the ridge? Retired canine dog is an Eeyore personality. And Margaret's working on a crocheted parasol and 2 tops. I knew the amount of times I have stabbed myself because the needle got stuck. Oh, yes, Winsome. Now, the needles are sharp enough to where they can go through it, but it's kind of like almost like a self-healing sort of thing. But it's just enough. It's just enough. And you just have to kind of like wrap it like that. And most of the time, I'm not going to say all the time, there are times where it's just does not want to go through. And that's probably because of how many times you're splitting through stitches would be my guess. That it's, you know, it starts to hurt your hand. In that case, I would just pull the needle back out and try again. But most of the time, yeah, you just, and they come in packs. I think you get 2 or 3 in a pack. So I read that as, ugh, my wife in the office at work is awful. Mandy, I'm like, wait, hang on. Wi-Fi, okay? Oh, even at your workplace, that's when it's really bad. I get it when it's at home and it's not good, but Rambo, I guess it's been 2 years. Aw. Best dog ever. What did Lana say? Lana. Let's see. I had pancakes, scrambled eggs, and Thor got most of the bacon. I bet he loved that. Oh my goodness. My tummy's not liking meat. I'm a big meat eater, forced vegetarian. Wow. Oh, Lana, what a huge bummer. Love bacon. Yes, bacon is yummy. Bacon is one of the few meats that my son will eat. However, he's very particular. He likes the plain bacon, like not the super roasted or what do they call them, like black and peppered bacon, none of that, none of the maple bacon, nothing with the sweetness on there, just the regular center cut bacon, not the thick bacon either, and it has to be crispy, which I'm like that too. I like crispy bacon. I don't like that floppy bacon. I also don't like the big areas of the fat. I don't like that. So I always look at the back and I try to find the one that has the most meat look on it. Bacon and hot dogs. Those are like the only 2 kinds of meat. And I don't know if you'd even call a hot dog meat, but I mean, that is what it is. You think how it is better, Helix? I certainly couldn't put, like, she was putting chapsticks in there. She had a bunch of stuff. I could put, like, needles in there, hanging them out until they fall. Oh, and I found those stitch markers. I don't know if you guys remember, but at the bougie store again, this brand is Amicole. Oh, no, it's not. It's Tulip. Tulip's the brand. Amicole, I think, is the within the brand. This is what these ones are. The stitch markers are small. It's the clip ones I like. I like these. I like these ones, the clip ones. However, they're so thick, and Ami stitches can be a lot of times thinner than that. So you can almost leave that little gaping hole where they were hanging. But look, you guys, they have small ones. I know it doesn't look small, but let me open it. I haven't even opened it yet. I love that. I love funny names, Helix. Mystery meat. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it's questionable. Yes, Kel, give me just a sec. I just want to, let me just put these up next to each other so you can see. I've never seen them this small. So this is just to show you. See how much thinner they are? Like, these are going to work so much better on just a standard Ami, right? Because most of the time, like if you're doing something like this, and you're trying to go through a stitch, it's just going to be way too thick. But look, it's just so much thinner. It's not going to leave that big gaping hole. And then it'll just clip just like normal. So I am very excited about these. How many did it come with? Let's see. Oh, you're making me count them? You didn't even count them for me. Let's see, how many did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. An odd number. Interesting. Let's see. Emmalou. Oh my gosh, Helix, you're so funny. Just got an ad. You may get ads. Yeah, there are ads. It assists small amount with, having that monetization. Every little bit helps, especially when you're not employed traditionally, right? So I appreciate, even if I know it bothers a lot of people, but it does help the creators. So, oh, and hold the eyes together. Yes. Okay. So this is them apart. This is them together. And then the other option is just to kind of like pull them down slightly. I don't know, so that it's hard to show you, but I was thinking so the black touched better, so there was less white underneath the black part. I don't know. They might just be a little derpy. It's okay. Yeah, Lana, these will be the earrings. Yep, 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 yep. They're different because this yarn it's thread yarn, so it's stiffer than regular yarn. So it doesn't hang the same way as the acrylic yarn does, right? And so like with Kim's, the mouth is very droopy because it sags. This doesn't sag, so it does give it a little bit of a different shape, but I still think it's cute. It has almost more of a fish face or like a frog face. Billy Holiday. Nice. That's a good one. Stevie Kits. The Yip Yips, Cal, they're actually from Sesame Street. I had to look that up because I kept thinking it was Muppets. But they are from Sesame Street. And they're these little Martian characters that are super interested in kind of electronics. So they'll pick up a phone and then do you guys remember that? And they'll kind of have it ringing and they're like, yip, yip, yip. Oh, they just get really excited about it. They're fun. You like it how it is? Okay, so just like that. Just how it is now. All right. I think I need to take a couple more tuck stitches just to make sure the eye doesn't get like pulled over to the side at some point. Then he's really going to look funny. Tomcat waits, Tommy the cat, depending on if you're more a fan of Primus or Mr. Wayne. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Oh, come on now. Oh my gosh. See, this is definitely, and I'm in need of my little gripper here. Oh, come on. Here we go. Okay, where's my gripper? Where's my gripper? Here it is. Here we go. So what are you guys working on? Helix, are you working on something? I know you were talking about working on a hat last time. Did you get that finished? I am determined to get you finished, Mr. Yip Yip. Ow, I just poked myself. Everybody got quiet. Oh my goodness. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Put hello in the chat just so I can make sure it's like not moving. Okay, Margaret said something. Okay, I just got a delivery of 6 new diamond paintings. Margaret, you're going to town on those diamond paintings. I love that. Okay, are these ones that were from photos you took, or are these ones you just really liked the picture and so that they did them in diamond painting? Dahlia Potton. Now that's just perfection, Helix. Your daughter wanted Dahlia and you were like, I'm adding Potton to it. Okay, good. I'm just making sure you guys are there. I know. I'm not really bleeding. I'm good. I'm good. Blanket with sweet snuggles, light blossoms since my market is over. Gotcha. How did your market go, Pow? Pow? We were saying paw, and I think my brain just went back there. Your hat's done. Yay! Did you make 3 hats? Trying to stay awake to get through 1 more hour of work. Oh my goodness. 1 more hour and then you get to go home? Really, like most of them are for gifts. Struggling with this sweater. I'm totally free-handing it. Wow. I can't wait to see it though, Winsome. There we go. Okay. Get my little gripper. Yeah, Winsome, I bet you just go on Amazon and look for these little circle grippers. I would call it circle gripper. Oh, good, Pow. That's great. Do you have any more that you're planning to do, or are you done with markets for a bit? Okay, I think I'm good on the eyeballs, so I'm going to tie it off. I actually work remote, so I'm already home. Oh, I gotcha. Me too. Your chat isn't moving, Callie. Aw. My husband works remotely too, so I mean, even before I got laid off, I was working remotely. Ooh, are you gonna have a pattern for it, Helix? There we go. I would like to make a tank top at some point soon. Maybe one in the summer, but for now, no markets. Did you sell out of most of your inventory, or would you have a lot that you could sell still? I like to turn into diamond painting kits, though. The ones you're doing are quite large, too, Margaret. It seems like, anyway. Do you have places for them? Expecting to start a cinnamon stitches tutorial Monday. Then she said it was coming out Tuesday, so I started making something totally different up. Yeah, you had to keep your hands busy, right? My daughter was just begging me for 10 more minutes of playing with her friends. 10 minutes. I'm like, I mean, I guess. That's fine. 10 minutes. Yeah, working remotely is great. Definitely. As long as you can keep focus. If you can't keep focus because there's too many distractions at home, it might not be good. But as long as you can keep focus, it's good. I have leftovers, but mostly sold out. My bestseller was my bees. Oh, yeah, that's what I like to hear. You know, I like my bees. In fact, that was another thing. My members know, I forget what I've told everybody and what I've told members because we chat on Discord all the time. Hashtag you should join my members. I'm just saying, I mean, just plug that in there. But definitely put the thumbs up, please. And also don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. But I went with my dad on Saturday to the the Pacific Northwest's largest vintage and garage sale, it's called. And it's usually got some good gems. You know, you go and yeah, you see a lot of the kind of not so great stuff, just like people just cleaned out their garage but didn't make it look nice or anything like that. And so, yes, you might find a diamond in the rough in those, but I have a hard time wanting to go in because I can't see anything as I'm walking by, right? So anyways, there was a lot of that. There were a few little booths here and there that were of interest that I liked. I probably saw I saw one dedicated to Amis, a crochet one. I saw one that had some Amis but had mostly other stuff. So Amis wasn't a huge thing there. I also don't know how well they do at a fair like that because of what people are looking for usually. And I did see some 3D printed stuff. And I was going to ask Andy, do you make your earrings? Do you make some of them in the acrylic ones, or are they all 3D printed? They had some Pac-Man ghosts that I really liked, but I think they looked almost acrylic. What's up? We're going to be leaving in about 20 minutes.
I know, but can you just help me? We're just gonna...
I can't, honey. I'm still on live. What was I saying? Okay, so yeah, so I didn't get those, but I was thinking about it. I wanted to. I should have, but in hindsight. But anyways, they were chunky Pac-Man ghosts. I really liked them. They had this really cool, like, paint. It wasn't a painting. It was one of those wrapped canvas ones. And it was a goth style house, all in black line art, but you saw the glowing ghosts of Pac-Man in some of the windows, and the moon was a Pac-Man without the eye, just the shape of the moon, but with the cutout. Oh, it was so cool. Yeah, so anyways, we really like that, but we don't know where we would have put it. It was big. It was a big one. But other than that, we had, yes. Oh, you're not going to go? Okay. All right, baby. So other than that, the only thing I actually bought was a local honey thing. It was really, really good. So I didn't realize that honey, depending on what the bees are getting the pollen from when they make the honey, what plants they're getting it from, it changes the flavor of the honey a lot. And I've never done a honey tasting, but I did with my dad, and it was really cool. And some of them are very florally. Some of them are like less florally and almost kind of a smoky sort of flavor. So there was one that we got. It was a blackberry. It was a blackberry honey. So it was very, very good. They had a raspberry one, and you could taste the fruit in the honey. It was really cool. So we just got some local honey, and then my dad got some local nuts, like the people that take the nuts and they make the different sweetened kind of cashews, and he got like a creme brulee cashew and some other kind of a nut that was another sweet one. Very good. Very good. But other than that, we were a little disappointed this season, but it was still a fun time with my dad. So father-daughter date. A lot of crochet plants for people who have a green thumb like me. It was perfect. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, they had some booths that were selling real plants, and it got me remembering how much I like dogwood trees. They had some dogwood, not as large as they would get, but they had some dogwood trees there that I was like, oh, if I had a place for it. Oh my gosh. About bees last night on my Facebook. Oh, yes, I should check that out, Cal. Locally, it's often sage you can take in the honey. I love it. You could taste in the honey. I love it. Yeah. Did they have pine honey? Did they have pine? I don't think so, Margaret. They had a firewood one. I got the sampler. It had the blackberry, the firewood, and then there was one other one, and one of them tasted very florally, and they said they actually use I think the flower that the bees were getting, they use a lot in different cosmetics, and so that's why it has such a florally scent, whatever the cosmetic is that uses this. But to show you my hexie wrap, I'm still working on it. I know, just call me molasses. So close molasses. I'll show it to you though. It doesn't have any, it obviously has tons of ends that need to be tied in. And I don't have the ribbing on it. So I need to do the ribbing here and along the bottom. But I was doing an edging just in this color. I was just doing more granny stitches just so that it ties in with the ribbing. But you can see that, so it'll be longer probably. I think she does like about yay much of the ribbing, and then it'll have the tie, right? So, but yeah, it's coming out nice. And I like that it's not full length sleeves because I get hot. So. Aww. I love seeing the big fuzzy bumblebees that are like, they almost dip down as they try to take off because they're just like, or they fall asleep in the flowers because it takes so much out of them to get the pollen. It's amazing. They're like my spirit animal, I'm telling you. The fuzzy round ones, you know? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it's coming out really nice. And I was just going to wear it with probably like a black cardigan or something. Not cardigan. Is that what they call them? Not a cardigan. What am I thinking? Camisole, something like that. But yeah, I was thinking something just solid, nothing crazy, because this has so much color that I don't want to take away from that color by or looking too crazy. Like it already has so much color to it. So it's a small yarn, but big project, and you have a lot going on now. It looks great so far. Thank you, Winsome. Yeah, I felt so bad, you guys. I know we have missed a couple weeks with members' lives. I've been doing still the 2 regular lives each week, but I've definitely felt it that I've been more absent. So this week when I knew Shy wasn't feeling well, I figured today would be a good day. I'll do the members live will be Wednesday at this same time at 11, and then we'll do we'll do our Thursday live as usual. So I want to be present and do all the things, but some weeks I find that becomes very difficult, and so I appreciate you guys just always being here, you know, to hang out when I can, and I will always continue to try to be here for you guys. So yeah, but always, you know, if you are a member and you're in Discord and you want to chat, I'm there all the time. I can always find a time in the day that I can check that and respond, you know, so yeah, it does. It really does. And now that I'm talking about branching off and doing my own homeschooling with Lizzie starting in the fall, I've been trying to figure out, you know, how do I want to plan this? How do I want, because I was even thinking recently actually about, since I know she loves art, that's like what she wants to get into is doing art, just like her mama. So, but she doesn't like writing because she says it makes her hands tired, but that makes no sense when art is the subject you want to do and you're always writing. You're always drawing, right? So I was thinking, well, maybe we can kind of combine the two and do like a daily small little drawing of something. Could be anything. Could be something like still life. It could be you just wanted to doodle a little cat or something, and then maybe just write a little journal for that day. Like I really enjoyed drawing today. I really enjoyed science today. It was so much fun. Or I can't wait to play with my friends, whatever it is. But just to keep her in the practice of writing words, but nothing crazy, not essay length, nothing crazy, because I know it'll come. It'll be one of those things that it just won't feel as daunting as she gets older, you know? So, oh, thank you, Shade. I appreciate that. Yes, yours was full of visits with family, friends, and good food too. It was also my youngest's birthday yesterday. Oh, well, happy birthday to your youngest. So, Marcus, I have a member Discord. And so regardless of what tier you're in, you'll have access to the Discord. And so we all hang out in the kind of Frizzy Hangout area, and we're sharing what we're working on. I would say my members share so much more than I do, although I do try to share when I can. So they got to see the things I've been working on before I share them here. And then there is the Royal Hive, which is the highest tier. That has its own separate kind of channel. So that is a little bit more smaller of a group. And so, you know, we share about anything we need to or want to share about, really. But we're active in both. So. Hi, Lydia. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Oh, I love seeing everybody coming in. This seems like it's a good time, a good day during the week to go on, but this isn't going to be an every week thing. Like I said, if my friend Shy isn't on, then I may pop in here and there on a Monday or a Tuesday. But so anywho, yeah. So we've got the Yip Yip earring number 1 is done. I did mean to tuck this end in, as I can see it's sticking out, glaring at me here. See if I can wiggle it into the eyeball, or at least into the middle. Oh yeah, you should join, Marcus. If you're on a desktop, the join button is right next to my name under me. I'm already getting hot, you guys. This is why. Oh my goodness. This would be perfect though. Having something like this, like if you're going to go on a walk and it's a little chill in the air, this would be perfect to wear. But yeah, so it's coming out. It's coming out. I love it. I love the colors. I can't remember if it was Shade that was telling me there was a, did I write it down? I know I have it on one of my tabs that's open because that's how I work things. But there's a YouTuber that has 2 names, like maybe a husband and a wife name, and they had a very airy, meaning it has bigger kind of holes in it and stuff, but it's like a very airy cardigan, short sleeve, super cute, and I really want to make it, so that might be one of my next ones soon. I was thinking, I don't think I'll have enough to do that with the yarn I got from Dee with these ones, but maybe a tank top in these would be doable. I don't know, but there's only 440 yards, so I'll have to think on that. Shade is Baking Mama. Baking Mama of 3 is Shade. I know, we always, you know, some people like to be called whatever their channel name is, but if you ever let me know a separate name, then I will try to remember it as best as I can. Oh my goodness. Well, I should probably head out because I'm sure my dad will be here any moment to go to the Minecraft movie. So I will fill you in on how I like it. I think it'll probably have a lot of funny humor for us adults, just based on who's in it. So that should be fun. But we've at least accomplished a little Yip Yip earring. So this will become an earring here at some point after I get the other one. And I will not make you guys sit through me tying in these. I will do this on my own, and this one too. Right? It's easier to type that, yeah. Well, and sometimes people will just put the first initial, be like BM03 or something like that. It's like, just call her Shade. Thank you, Ducci. Yes, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, a wonderful Monday, and I will be back Wednesday for members, or Thursday, just a regular live at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The Lava Chicken song, and next time I see you, I'll probably be able to sing a Lava Chicken song, apparently. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. I will see you in the next live. Bye, guys. Have a good week.